protein in the cocoon is what they're extracting, okay? And they found actually they isolated and researched over 2,000 of those proteins. And in 2016, Jeunesse Global partnershiped with them. Now, those clinical studies that I told you about, those human clinical trials, placebo-controlled, double-blind, with a statistically significant sample. Say that 5 times twice, fast. And that makes those studies reliable and trusted. And it's a good, very high-level test protocol. So what do some of those studies show? I'm just going to give you a couple of them. So some of those studies, one of the ones that they did was the verbal test of word recall. It's described as memory recall efficiency. So what they do is they have a group of people, they give them 15 unrelated words, and I mean unrelated. Things like light, chair, window, clothes. I mean unrelated words. And the participants then recall as many of them as they can. Now, 20 minutes later, so if you do it right away, hopefully you get most of them right, but when you do it right away, that's what happens. But they also then do it 20 minutes later, and they're asked to recall as many as possible. After this, they're presented with 50 words. This is not an easy test. And asked to identify the 15 unrelated words that they originally heard. So they're really trying to mix it up and see how much people can remember. And then they repeat this test after 3 weeks. Here's what they found. It was statistically significant, meaning the statistics show that these results couldn't have happened by random. And they had changes from baseline of 90%. So taking the product and not taking the product is what you got from this ingredient. This next test is really described as an overall memorization ability. And what they do, when they did this test, it helps you differentiate between someone's IQ and their ability to recall, okay? So here's what happened. Neither group, the placebo group did not change. Both 200 milligram and 400 milligram. So let me tell you what that means as far as mind. One packet has 200 milligrams, and therefore if you take 2 packets a day, so you should take 1 to 2 a day, that's 400 milligrams of the silk protein, hydrolysate, okay? Those groups scored for the 200, 12%, and for the 400 milligrams, 21% higher than the baseline. Now, that means that the measure of memory with IQ as a percentage, you don't need to know all that, but it creates a statistically significant improved efficiency, meaning that you have better memory for the same level of IQ. So it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with being smart, but it has to do with memory. And that is what they were trying to show. So therefore, they got really good results. Now, if you look at all this, happiness is created by the mind. The mind is a process of a physical part of your body called the brain. And the brain gets input from the environment, and it gets input from the inside of your body. So what you consume, your diet, your supplements, what you do as far as exercise and doing those kinds of things in your body, and what you have in your neurotransmitters in your brain, then that gets translated by your mind into either positive things or negative things. And what's so awesome is it really can be your choice. And you want to try as much as you can to work with that and let happiness be created by your mind. Thank you.